Morning, all. All right, let's talk hockey, shall we? Jack McBain going to arbitration today? No, they settled before arbitration. While the Bruins continue to have problems with this situation, the Arizona Coyotes they avoid arbitration by hours. Jack McBain signs a contract for 2 years worth $1,599,999 per season. Well played, Arizona. Because then they can turn around and say, we didn't give him 1.6. No, we didn't. We didn't. We kept it below 1.6 million. We sure did. So the team had been asking for 2 years at $1.2 million. The player had been asking 2.25, 1.6. That absolutely makes sense. That's how that should work. Now, Trent Frederic, who is going to arbitration, Jeremy Swayman's in arbitration today. Frederic is up next tomorrow. And the player is asking for $2.9 million for a year, which honestly, after the year he's had, that's reasonable. The team is countering by asking for 2 years at $1.4 million, that's low. And again, I understand why Boston would be low in these because they don't have money, but $1.4 million for what Frederic did this past season, it's worth at least $2 million. So I would hope this gets resolved. But again, Boston, not a team with a lot of money. And so they're hoping that arbitration will keep the price of both Swayman and Frederic down. I don't think this is going to work in their favor, but we shall see. So getting back to Coyotes news, Bill Armstrong being interviewed by John Lane for the NHL site. And he expects Durzi to be on the first unit. Basically says Sean Durzi was playing on the second unit in LA. He'll get a better opportunity in Arizona. So if you're in fantasy, Durzi might be a good pickup. If you're not worried about the 5-on-5, I know there's some that get really like in detail. And so Durzi on the power play should provide some points. This is a power play that should be decent this year for Arizona. He also believes that the team is slowly turning things around on the ice and that their coaching and training methods are popular. One thing with the National Hockey League, of course, very few secrets, but there's training and coaching things that teams might do a little bit differently from one city from another. And clearly with the Coyotes, it's worked. Of the free agents they picked up, a couple of them were guys coming back. So as I've mentioned in videos recently, it seems like players like playing for the Coyotes. And that with all of the things that they do and with the fact that they're really encased in this hockey world, the arena talk that we have as fans, really not a problem for the players at this point that are in Arizona. I know the NHLPA has talked about it, but I think that's more of a big picture from all of the hockey players looking at the salary cap, looking at a small building at Mullet and saying, hey, this is going to drag numbers down. But for players in Arizona, it seems like things are, that's fine. The building thing will take care of itself. Go out on the ice and do your job. And so, yeah, from what Bill Armstrong's saying here, I can honestly say, having watched the Coyotes now for years, yeah, they are trending in the right direction. They do seem to be turning things around. We'll see how things go for them this year. Bobby Brink, who missed a lot of time with injury, saying that he used his injury time to get stronger and improve his skating. In an interview with Adam Kimmelman, he feels ready to play for the Flyers this year. Of course, I know that prospects will often say that, but Brink at this point, he's 22 years of age. If he's going to make the team, it doesn't have to be now, but it should be now. The Flyers, of course, a team that's going through a reset, retool, rebuild, however you want to look at it. It's going to start with an R. But, yeah, the Philadelphia Flyers, if Bobby Brink comes in and plays well, he'll get himself a job. And I do wish him the best. I still wish Bobby Brink was drafted by the Boston Bruins. I'm not going to let that go. It would have made a lot of sense for the Boston Bruins to draft Bobby Brink. And it's still heartbreaking for me. If Philadelphia at some point could trade Brink to the Bruins just so I could say it legitimately in a video instead of cheaply using it in this video, that'd be great. So if you're looking for some hockey and you're like, why isn't there hockey? I don't care if it's 85 degrees outside. I want some hockey. That's both Fahrenheit and Celsius. So the Hlinka Gretzky Cup starts tomorrow. This is an under-18 tournament. And a lot of scouts pay really close attention to Hlinka Gretzky. This is kind of the first games of the 2023-2024 season. This is a chance to see some guys who could be top draft picks next summer. So Germany plays Sweden. That's at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 a.m. my time. So not going to be up watching that. Finland, Canada starts at the same time. And then at 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, USA is playing Czechia. Switzerland's playing Slovakia. The tournament will be carried on TSN in Canada. In the States, it might be on the NHL Network. I know the NHL Network's carried other non-National Hockey League related broadcasts, especially when there's no NHL related broadcasts to put on. So it's usually pretty good hockey, and it's usually a good indication of who's going to be buzzworthy early in the draft class. So yeah, tune in and watch that if you can. I may do some recaps here and there for it, but again, it's very, very early, and so we'll see how things go for the prospects that are playing in this tournament. Because again, there will be a lot of scouts watching. When I go through especially on Hockey Prospect, when they talk about scouting reports, it will always be at Hlinka Gretzky. This is what we thought, and then we saw him at the World Juniors, and this is where he progressed, and this is where he didn't. So this is kind of seen as that starting point for the season. No pressure for the kids, though. All the best to them. But let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.